Are you choosing between the Pod Express and the Pod Express Black? In this video, I'm going to be showing you the functional differences between the two and why you would pick one over the other. Hello and welcome to The Bench. Today we've got both the Express Black and the Express Red. To make this direct comparison fair, we're going to do a few things. Number one, both have to use the same guitar, which is in this case the Gretsch 6128TCG, the Cadillac Green. That is going through my wireless system, going into the Pod Express Black, then mono out to the Pod Express Red, and mono out into my interface. All the effects have been turned off so that we will build this preset from scratch using just the knobs and seeing what kind of different sounds we can get based on the two different Pod Expresses. The first biggest difference has to do with the dry section in terms of gain staging and compression. The Pod Express does not have a compressor, so you do need to tweak your amps into natural compression, which might raise the noise threshold a little bit more. The Express Black has a compressor and an overdrive, so that helps you to craft your dry tones much more defined. The clean sound on the Red, we're going to go with chime first. Oh, I need to tune up. Press and hold the tuner. I'm slightly flat, so not the most immediate of tuners. Oh, flat all the way. So here's the Red on the chime setting. And here's how the Black sounds on the Crux amp. Right off the bat, I just want to say that the clean sounds on the Pod Express Black are preferable over the clean sounds on the Pod Express Red, but that's just my personal preference. And the reason why I say that is because the Red doesn't have a compressor, so the amps need to be tweaked in a way that sounds good overdriven. And because of that, the clean sounds always suffer a little bit, in my opinion, on the Pod Express Red. They sound a bit too gritty, whereas on the Black, I can get the cleans to sound really big and clean and beefy. And it's even better when you start bringing in the compressor. So I just bring it in gently, like a gentle, like maybe 3 notches up. Very dramatic difference between this and bring it up just a tad. I feel like I can do more spanky stuff. Versus the Red by itself. I just prefer this clean sound with the compressor up, even though this is supposed to be the heavy metal version of the Pod Express. So let's slowly add things. I'm going to add in an overdrive circuit. So bring this up to maybe 2 notches on. Might be a bit too fizzy for this guitar, but for single note lead lines, it just turns out a little bit more. It's singing with that compressor and overdrive. It really sings. I can't really get that on the Red, which let me try the overdrive on a bit, like maybe halfway through. I guess it's good for like a lead sound, but not like a singing solo kind of sound. What if I go to the distortion side of things? You can hear that a little bit fizzy. The noise is coming in already, so I don't really like that as much. But whereas on the Pod Express Black, because everything is tuned to something more extreme, you can dial back those settings and it's just right for P&W. For example, I said, the settings are very mild on the Pod Express Black, whereas on the Red, I had to turn up the gain quite a fair bit to get any kind of decent gain going, and that introduced noise into the system. The second biggest difference between the two is in the wet section. As you can see here, you've got dedicated knobs for delay and reverb on the Pod Express original, the Red, but on the Black, those two effects have been squashed into one knob, so you can either choose delay or reverb on the Black. So in terms of tweaking for the church ambience kind of like sound, you can get this quite easily with the Pod Express Red. If I turn this up and I turn up the hall reverb, this is the kind of clean sound you get. Have a decent plate and a thick analog delay. You can get it to sound really big. Whatever tried space. Whereas on the Black, you are going to have a bit of a harder time getting it to sound that ambient. If I go back to my previous settings. If I crank up the tape delay, I get a similar thing as well. Let's tweak it to the cusp of max. Yeah, it's a bit too much. And just to help me out with a bit more compression. If I'm being honest, the older I'm getting and the more I'm playing Worship Ministry, I really don't need that much reverb. In fact, I'm turning it off half the time nowadays, and You may not need reverb after all. Your hall already has a reverb, because of natural acoustics. So the black may not be a deal breaker after all, because the cleans can sound big and defined because of that compressor, and the fact that the drive section doesn't even tweak that extreme to get a great lead sound, because you can see the knobs are barely, my knobs are barely up and it still sounds great for a lead sound. Just for completionist sake, what does the reverb sound like? It's nice to have, but not entirely necessary, because you are going to be playing at places where you already have reverb anyway. Maybe because the cleans are bigger on the black, I feel like the modulation effects do sound better here versus here. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Flanger? Oops. Versus, and now the trem, which should be the same. Versus. Oh, hang on. What happened? This is on 16th note subdivision. This is on 8th note subdivision. So yeah, we've got that minor detail. Your tremolo on the Pod Express Black changes. You can do the ramping trem thing. Hang on. As a tremolo nerd, I love this sound. Channeling my inner Bradford Mitchell. So there you have it. These are the functional differences between the Pod Express and the Pod Express Black. So a quick recap: if you wanted flexibility in your ambient section with the delay and the reverb, go with the red Pod Express. If you don't need a reverb pedal and you want beefier clean tone because of the compressor, the black is the way to go. Final consideration: the Pod Express Black only has 2 amps that are clean-ish. The others are definitely way too heavy in gain, whereas the Pod Express, the original red color one, has more amplifiers that you might find useful for worship. And that's me. What about you? Which one are you going for? And were you surprised at how different these two were? Let me know in the comment section below. If you found value in this video, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you in this next video where I fully explore the Pod Express Black and what it offers for a worship guitar player. You never know. Don't knock it until you try it. See you there.